Hello and welcome to this demo of the virtual tour of GreenLight 360 from GreenLight 360. We are very happy to be able to provide these types of virtual tours. It's one of the things that we find is most accessible and most beneficial to our clients and our customers. They are we've had some people tell us that they use it more than breathing. So I'd like to share you how to get some really good value out of this virtual tour. So first thing I want to do is just let you know this is a virtual tour, and it is a 360-degree view of everything that we take, and it's based on where we place the camera or where we have stopped to take a photo. So it is a full 360-degree view. We can see the lovely, beautiful day, except for the ground, right? Because you don't want to actually see the instrument itself. So that portion of the view is actually cut out. But what it is, it's a very high fidelity a high fidelity image that has been wrapped around this particular view. And what's great about this is that this is all of the views. This is all of the places where we actually put this camera. So in order to navigate, you just click on the next green dot in order to walk around. You can also use in the direction that you are headed. I'm not going to click. I'm just going to use the W key or the S key to move forward and backward. So you can do that as you need to. What's to just show you that this is actually everywhere we go, we can see that we've got some green dots up above. And if we've gone into the ceiling on your project, you will find that you can go into the ceiling as well. So this is a view that we, generally speaking, hardly ever get to see in popping up our head so far above the ceiling. And it's bright in here, not because it's actually bright in here, but of course, because we bring a light and we make sure that you can actually see what is happening inside of this space. So in order to get down, we go the same way that we did in order to come back up, or in order to get up there. And here we are now back down to space. So the virtual tour, all of this 360 photos, a great place to start as you're navigating through. The next thing I want to show you is overview mode. Overview mode is a great tool. It is the actual 3D model, and you can see that I can zoom in and out. I'm using my middle mouse button to scroll the scroll wheel. I can rotate by clicking on the left click and dragging, and then I can also pan by right clicking. And so I can rotate and then pan and then zoom in and out as I need to. The next mode down is the floor plan view. Floor plan view is great. It's actually the 3D model, oops, excuse me, it's actually the 3D model compressed into a orthographic image. So what's great about this is that we don't have any parallax and we can actually see things for where they are, really where they are, without any perspective adjustments to it. So to navigate this view, left click pans and right click rotates. The next thing that we have are levels. Levels affect both the floor plan and the overview mode. And what that does is it narrows down our view in the height wise to narrow down what we see in the view itself. So we've got a couple of levels here, and I'll show you what these sheets are. But the ground floor, if we notice here, we can actually see that it's the ground floor cut out. So this is the actual model. And I'll explain those little dots here in a second. But we can see that it's the ground floor as well as the ceiling, and then all would be the roof plan. So if we go to ground floor and then go back to overview mode, you can see that it's actually cutting through that model, allowing us better visibility. So if we needed to go from, let's say we're over here in this spot, we can just click on the overview mode or the floor plan mode and go right here into the restrooms so that we can see where we are. And here we go. There's that nice image of all the restrooms, the toilets, and everything else. So actually not a bad restroom. One other thing that we do, or that we have available, is we can add sheets. So in the floor plan view, we can go to the floor plan view after clicking on or before clicking on this sheet here. So this sheet is the actual sheet that we supply to the client. And you can see it's the actual full sheet. So, and it's a very high fidelity image, meaning that you can actually read this information and see what it all is. And then, but because it's overlaid we can go to some of those areas and see what we're actually visualizing. The great thing about this is we can add as many sheets with as much detail in here as we wanted to. So if we wanted to add in mechanical and electrical and plumbing sheets, we can do that. Right now it's only electrical, but we've also added in sort of these plenum sheets as well, which is important for the project. And then also the roof plan, so we can see where those pieces lie. So I want to take you to the roof plan and show you the last piece of information here, the last component to this. Oops, excuse me. The last component to this virtual tour, and it's these dots. These dots are what are called points of interest. In this case, this particular point of interest is talking about Unit 2. It's a carrier, or at least package Unit 2. This is a carrier unit. Its model number, its serial number, and the fact that it is an 8-ton unit from 2005. And what you'll see is that all of the units have dots. There's also all these other dots around, and you can see that they get smaller the further they are away. And so if we wanted to get closer, we could see that. So here we are, top of parapet height, 18'9", top of bump up, 20'7". So there's a little bit more information that we're adding into the project to give you a little bit of extra height value and understanding of what we actually have. Now, these are really great images. They're not ultra high definition because there's a lot of screen real estate here. There's a lot of imagery that goes along with it, but we also do take tons and tons of photos that we can also add into the virtual tour as well. So I want to show you one other area, and I'll get there by going into overview mode, switching my levels to the ground floor plan, and then turning off the levels. I'm going to drag this over, right click and drag. And let's say we wanted to go and take a look at the water system. I can come down into this view here and see that we have a water filtration. We've got an irrigation timer. There's some additional components. We also have the water in here, as well as the instant gas water heaters. We can see our fire suppression standpipe, as well as here's our fire suppression standpipe, but this would be additional fire suppression here as well. So here's our water entry, and if we go to another view, we can see that a little bit more easily. There's that view. Now, all of these points are actually cataloged throughout, which means that we can actually search for them. So let's say we're looking for where the fire alarm panel is. Instead of trying to find it on the drawings, we can just go to it inside of the building. Here's our fire alarm panel. Perfect. And we have our security alarm system. If we're looking for where the grease traps, if there are any grease traps or grease interceptors, we can go to them, and it will take us to the nearest view where those are located. And if we had more information about them, we would be able to add more information about them. So that's it. That's really all that you need to know. Just a few things. That this is a full 360, that you've got some abilities to go into overview and floor plan mode and levels, as well as being able to search for POIs that are important to you. And oh yeah, there's a whole list of them. That's it. Please enjoy, and if you need any help, you can always click on the GreenLight link below, and it will take you to our website where you can get in contact with us. You can give us a call, and we're happy to help out there. All right. Thank you very much. Enjoy the tour.